months following the federal disaster at First Manassas amounted almost to a phony war, as virtually nothing of any consequence would take place for nearly 9 months. But out in what was called the Western Theater, there was a lot going on, much of which would exert an influence on the outcome of the war. The stage was set for the Battle of Shiloh.
Come, all ye valiant soldiers, a story I will tell about the bloody battle that was fought on Shiloh Hill. It was an awful struggle.
Just after 5 o'clock in the morning of April 6, 1862, the skirmishers of the Confederate Army, commanded by General Albert Sidney Johnson, advanced through Fraley Field.
It was the 6th of April.
They made their first contact with the Union pickets of Benjamin Prentiss. The advance of General Johnson and his 4 Army Corps struck hard into the unsuspecting Union camps of Prentiss and then Sherman. Their organization dissolved as brigades intermingled. Still, despite good resistance, the Federals were forced back. While Ulysses S. Grant, the Union Army commander, frantically tried to organize the surprised army, the Confederates pressed on, pushing the Union troops before them back to the area in and around the peach orchard. Here, the brave Prentiss and his men stopped the rebel advance cold. They held it up for hours at a place that would, from that day, always be known as the Hornet's Nest. The fighting here became so stubborn that it led Johnston to commit his reserve corps too early. It was then, whilst leading the Tennessee Regiment into the fight, that he himself took a mortal wound. Johnston was dead within 10 minutes. Meanwhile, the troops of Sherman were frantically trying to hold the Federal right against renewed attacks. The rebel pressure on Prentiss continued. At last, the hornet's nest had to fall. The Federals had no choice. They fell back along their shaky line, ever contracting their lines again and again. At this point, the Federal advance lost its momentum. Beauregard, now having taken command from the dead Johnston, lost his determination. He called off the attacking advance just as victory was seemingly within grasp. This was to become one of the many Confederate lost opportunities of the war. Only now, as fighting died down with the growing darkness, did the Federal situation begin to improve. The night of April 6th, 7th saw the arrival of substantial reinforcements under the command of Buell and Lew Wallace, as well as the bombardment of rebel positions by Federal gunboats.
I'd rather drink muddy water. I sleep in a hollow log. I stay here in Atlanta, get treated like a dirty dog. I said it's T for Texas, T for Tennessee, T for Texas, T for Tennessee, and it's T for that woman made a wreck out of me. We will welcome to our numbers the loyal and the brave, shouting the battle cry of freedom. And although he may be glory, he will never be a slave, shouting the battle cry of freedom. The Union forever, hurrah, boys, hurrah! Down with the traitor and up with the star, while we rally round the flag, boys, we rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. Oh, we're springing to the call. 3 cheers for the Union. Hip hip, huzzah! Hip hip, huzzah! Hip hip, huzzah! And one like a tiger. Ah!
Having ferried his men across the river,